All right, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with the man himself, Big Chambo, Isaac Chamberlain. What's good, champ?
Good, brother. Good. Just settling into the hotel. I'm in Bournemouth, behind
Yeah,
enemy lines. So yeah, man, it's lit.
you went right into the man's hometown. And I got to tell you, man, when you told me you were fighting Chris Billiam-Smith, and I was excited, but then you were like, "Well, I'm fighting him in Bournemouth," and I said, "Why are you doing that? That's crazy, champ. Why did you decide to take the fight in Bournemouth?"
Cause boy, like the old school guys, man, going into his backyard, he's the champion. His crowd is probably gonna be rioting when I come out.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't even care. They can't fight for him. I'm just ready, man. I'm ready. I really put in the work this time. I really did this shit, man. I
Yeah,
really put in the work, and it's time to show everyone, man. They still think it's the Isaac from 2018.
yeah, nah.
They still think, and I see the comments and stuff on Twitter and Instagram. They still think it's the Isaac from then, but can't wait to just show everyone, man.
No, absolutely, man. A common theme, like I've known you for a couple years, so like a common theme that I've noticed with you is like you like to do things outside of your comfort zone. This fight is not in London; it's in Bournemouth. You're on the South Coast, so you're outside of your comfort zone for the biggest fight of your career. What I wanted to ask you, Isaac, is like I was there. I had a front row seat to see you like pretty much evolve as a person, as a fighter. You were here in South Florida. You were in Miami, going to different gyms. Just talk about that whole rebuilding period because I know it was a dark time that's led to greater times now.
But the trenches, bro. It was very difficult times for me, physically and mentally. But I'm so glad that I never gave up. I never gave up. I sacrificed. I basically missed Christmas, New Year's, and my
Yep.
birthday. And it was different. But I know that if I can go through, and God tested me. Definitely, God tested me, knowing, all right, you can go through whatever in the ring, with dislocating my shoulder and all the other injuries I've had in the ring. Let's see how bad you want it outside the ring. And I think he was testing me that way. And
Okay.
I remember Inky Johnson said something, that always stuck with me. Can you be committed to the process without being emotionally attached by the results? If you
Mm.
don't get what you want, can you still be that same hard worker? Can you still be that same relentless hard worker? If you don't get what you want, and that quote got me through so much. So I was just taking every day as it comes. Every day I was just taking and working harder than all the guys in the gym. I made sure I wanted to work harder than all the guys in the gym. So that's just how I did it, man. Obviously, it's outside my comfort zone, but fuck it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You
That's
you was 5,000 miles away from home, and I remember clearly. It was a couple days before 2020 began. I went to go see you. You were staying in my hood. You were in Dania Beach, and I remember those were times where like I mean I didn't know you that well, but like I could tell like it was you were really going through a lot at the time.
yeah, yeah. I know when I was staying at that prison, Mascot
Yeah.
prison complex, and it was very character building for me, and I'm so grateful that I went through that. I'm glad I went through the struggle. With the struggle, what comes after struggle? Success. So
Yeah.
I'm very grateful that I went through all of the things that I went through because it made me the man I am today.
Absolutely, and since those times you've had your biggest win in life, which I would say is your son. You've had a son since then. How has that like changed Isaac Chamberlain as the man and the fighter?
Oh, bro, I just want to do everything I can to make sure he doesn't have the life that I had, so he can experience so many things, all the things that I never got to do when I was that age. I
Yeah,
want him
yeah.
to. And as a fighter, I'm way more of a savage now, man. I'm a savage. Everybody has to die. you know, that's my mentality, man. Seriously, because whoever's in that ring is stopping me from feeding my family.
You
And
always hear fighters say that, but now that you kind of have a son, like you
I
understand those
really
quotes that you
mean it.
probably
I
heard over the
understand.
years.
Yeah, yeah, I mean it, and I understand it, and I know what it's like. I ain't seen him for 6 weeks because I've been away in Birmingham training camp. So it's been difficult, but what comes after difficulty is success.
No, absolutely. I know. You really you developed your team since then. Like I know you added Coach Bobby Mills, who like a lot of people really aren't that familiar with. So like what I want you to do, Isaac, is could you paint the picture of your coach Bobby and how he's helped you mature physically and mentally since like that Lawrence-Okoli fight.
See with Bobby, Mills and his assistant coach Connor Wood, I think they are the best team that I've ever had. Literally the best team that I've ever had. They are so efficient and they adapt very, very well. Adaptive coaches to your style. That's so important. You know these old school coaches are like my way or the highway.
Yeah.
They work towards my strengths, and when weaknesses I have, they try and annihilate the weaknesses. They're very efficient, especially we went to camp together. They sacrificed me and their families and kids to help me with my dream in Birmingham training camp. So I really appreciate them for that. They're making a sacrifice as well as me making a sacrifice. So it's just one of the things where like they're right for me. They're exactly tailored to my style, tailored to me. And it's just great, man. It's very good.
No, absolutely. Like for a lot of people, this fight with Chris Billiam-Smith is going to be their first time really seeing you since the time you fought Okoli. In that fight, I feel like you were a boy. You were more of a boy. Your body's filled out. Your style is a lot different. What about your style do you feel has changed the most since like the Lawrence-Okoli fight?
Everything. Everything's changed. I'm sharper. I'm more aggressive. I'm fitter. I'm stronger. I'm more explosive. I'm thinking more. I've matured more as a fighter. My ring generalship. Literally everything. And I have a lot more of a killer instinct as well. Before I didn't really see the openings, but now I'm seeing the openings very well. I have a killer instinct that's even bigger as well. So everything has improved. Everything has improved, and we've worked on so many things. And they think they're just gonna walk me down and rough me up and stop me. That's what everyone's saying. Oh, Isaac's too weak. Isaac's too small. You should go down to light heavyweight. But they haven't seen me. So I just believe. I just can't wait, man. I can't wait. This thing is being for a big shot.
I mean, if anybody wanted to know that you've changed, all they would have to do is just go watch the Anthony Woolery fight when you hit him with the Gervonta Davis triple uppercut to end the fight.
I think that was the Matt 10 fight, I think.
Or Madsen, yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Because I was watching.
Danger. That's when I knew I came back with a vengeance.
Yeah, because I remember when I watched that fight, because I had seen you when you were at Kangaroo Boxing Gym here in Miami, and you did rounds. I never saw you throw a triple uppercut, ever. And I saw you spar a lot of rounds.
Yeah, I know, but it's just, that's the mentality, man. Mentality, Gervonta Tank Davis mentality, like a gorilla.
Ape.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, okay. So, like, you mentioned, the last fight you had with Prazovic was your breakout fight. You you really showed the ability to hurt guys with a body shot, which is something you haven't really shown earlier in your career. Why do you feel like you've gotten stronger, over the years? Why do you feel like that you become a more physically imposing fighter?
Because I worked on it in the gym, man. I worked in the gym. I'm not working like everyone else. I'm not doing the same things everyone else do. I had a massive strength and conditioning program that started from February and it literally finished 2 days ago. Like it was literally a big, long strength and conditioning. Work on myself to strengthen myself. I really invested in myself, and I've gotten so much stronger. I'm dropping guys to the body, dropping guys a lot in squat. So, I think that's a tactic that I'm really wanting to develop a lot. Watching Canelo, watching Miguel Cotto, watching Julio Cesar Chavez, watching these guys, they have amazing levels to body. So, yeah, man. Sounds like
It sounds like it sounds like you're gonna become the British Mexican.
Yeah, yeah. But just being able to adapt, really.
Yeah.
Being able to adapt. That it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be a great night of boxing. It's gonna be an emphatic performance. This is another breakout fight.
Yeah, this is the one, man. Because I've been sitting waiting patiently following you for a long time. Even before I knew you, I was following you. So I've been waiting for this one for a long time. With Chris Billiam-Smith, how do you see him as a fighter? Because a lot of people, they're very gassed about him. They're very excited about him because he's trained by Shane McGuigan and all these type of things. But when you think about Chris Billiam-Smith, what do you see?
No, he's a good boxer, very tough, very strong, good boxer. You don't become European champion just like that.
Yeah.
He's very, very good and great amateur spot. I think me and him will have a great style that's gonna gel very well to make an exciting fight. And can't wait, man.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, like you said earlier, they seem to believe that once he closed the gap on you, he's gonna impose his size on you. Do you feel like now with the conditioning you've done that you're willing to go in there and when he gets in the kitchen and things get hot, are you willing to go in there and go to war?
The funny thing is they're saying that, but they're saying that from 2018 Isaac. They haven't seen Isaac now, what size. Then when he's close to me, we'll see what size that he has that he's gonna try and
Yeah.
We've been doing a lot of clinch work. I know you've seen. I don't want to say too much, but
yeah. I'm not gonna say anything. I know a lot, but
you've seen everything, man. You seen the clinch work, So shout out to Andy, my boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we've been doing a lot of work. We're gonna see.
Okay. I know, like, you had one of the fights that really put you on the map before the Okoli fight was like that Wadi Camacho fight where you dislocated your shoulder and you dug deep and you found a way to win. Do you feel like fights like that from early on in your career are going to help you out when you fight Chris Billiam-Smith in this kind of a fight?
Definitely, because I know where I have to go. I know what I have to do, to go to that level, to go down, to go deep. Go to the dark place. I've been there before. I've been there in the ring, and I've been to the dark place out the ring when I was in Miami.
Yes, sir.
I've done it all, man. I've done it, and it's put me in great stead.
I believe you. You kind of answered this question, but I wanted to ask you, I guess, for more answers. Are there any other fighters besides Cotto, besides Chavez and the guys you mentioned earlier? Are there any fighters you've been watching recently, to studying to I guess pick some things from and improve your skill set?
1,000,000%, Joanne Guzman.
Oh, you were talking about Joanne Guzman when you were in Miami, so you're still on Joanne Guzman.
Of course, I'm still watching him. I'm even asking him. Sometimes on WhatsApp, I'm asking, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? How do you do this? Have you got any old sparring videos that you want to post? Have you got any videos that you can send me and stuff? Always studying, always watching, because personally, I think he's a once in a lifetime generational talent. But obviously, weight issues, discipline, kind of messed him up.
Yeah.
He would have been on the level of Pacquiao and Mayweather's and Amir Khan's, and he would have been on that level.
He's definitely the most talented Dominican fighter that I know of ever, by miles.
So talented, so fast, accurate, sharp, amazing fighter. I still use some of his stuff today.
Yeah, I can see it, man, because like your style is very it's very Latin. I know you're British, but it's very Latin because you like Joanne Guzman, and then you spent time with Rubio, when you were down here, so you can kind of see it. You don't have the British style.
You're right, and I think that's because I have such an obsession to just get better and better and better. See the world champions that's done it. I've watched a lot of world champion boxing. How did they do it? What attributes do they have that are similar to mine that I could get better and better with? That's just what I was doing, man.
Yeah. I seen a video on your Instagram a while ago. You were like a kid, and you were watching Floyd Mayweather train at Miguel's boxing gym, I think it was, or somewhere in the UK.
It was Peacock.
What do you?
Yeah.
Peacock's gym. That's right. It was one of those gyms. What do you remember about seeing Floyd Mayweather as a kid, and how did that inspire you?
Bro, oh, it was amazing. Amazing experience. And I don't know, man. It's crazy because I remember I got tired of watching him. I was like 30. I got tired of watching him. Then I would go upstairs and to do my own training. And guess who goes upstairs? And everyone's security shutting everyone off because I'm the only one there, Floyd. And
hello?
oh, can you hear me? Hold on.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Hold on, my coach here. Hold on.
All right.
Here's my coach right here.
What's good, Bobby?
Mills, the famous Bobby Mills.
How you doing? You alright?
I've heard a lot of great things about you. I heard you're the man with the plan to beat up Chris Billiam-Smith.
That's it. We're confident, you know. Isaac's going to do a job.
Yeah. Isaac's really, improved a lot over the years. What do you feel like makes Isaac a special fighter?
I just think as a cruiserweight, he's got a lot of attributes that other cruiserweights might not have. He's fast, he's explosive. Such a big guy to have that. Then I think apart from
Yeah, I don't know why, but I can't. I can barely hear you. Like coming in and out.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I was just saying, as a cruiserweight, he carries a lot of attributes that I think others might not have. He's very fast, he's dynamic, he's explosive. And if he can make those count in the ring against whoever he's fighting, then I think that's what will set him apart.
Yeah. How did you guys start working together? Because I know Isaac because I was with him when he was in Miami for that little period of his life. How did that whole thing come about with you and Isaac Chamberlain working together?
He's a Brixton boy, and I've got an amateur gym in Brixton, so we've sort of known each other for years. And he popped in when he was Southern Area champion and gave a talk to the kids at that time, and we just stayed in touch ever since, really.
Okay, yeah, because it seems like I watch your stories on Instagram, and it seems like you and Connor Ward, you guys all have a great chemistry together. You all have fun.
Yeah, and that's it. We work hard, but you can't take boxing too serious at the same time. You need to know when to switch it up, and I think having good chemistry as part of your team is really important. And keeping the fighter happy, and that's what we do.
Yeah. How do you feel like Isaac's changed since the llunga fight? Because a lot of people are still judging him based on who he was 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. 2018. He's obviously a lot more mature now as a person and as an athlete. He's grown into his frame. He's gotten bigger, stronger, and just a better version of who people probably remember him most for back then. And that's the exciting part now, is that he's got a chance to show people, the new and improved version of Isaac. He's 28. He's been learning in the gym, and it's just time to really just step it up and show how good he is. And this is a great opportunity on Saturday for him to do that.
Okay, yeah. I know Chris Billiam-Smith's one of the top guys in the UK right now, and Isaac and Chris are kind of they're right there on that. They're about to get to world level. They're on the cusp of some big things. What do you feel like from a trainer's point of view? What's the hardest challenge that Chris Billiam-Smith brings to the table? What's the main thing you feel like you gotta neutralize to beat him?
Well, he's people know Chris is over the last 12 months especially, he's an improved cruiserweight. He's an improved boxer. His all-round game has got better. He's big, strong. He likes to work up close, and he's just overall he's one of them guys that can grind you down and go the rounds if you let him. So you got to know how to sort of take those attributes away, and Isaac will use his attributes against him. So it's not so much about we need to know what he does well, but we need to make sure Isaac knows what he needs to do in terms of his own attributes and his own strengths in this fight.
Yeah, kind of just keeping things real simple.
Yeah, boxing's never too complicated. I think people complicate it a little bit too much sometimes. But when you know what you're looking at, I think it's quite straightforward in terms of your ring positioning, where you need to be, the type of range you need to be at, the type of shots you need to look to throw, and what to do at different ranges against the opponent in front of you. So got a game plan, but also you want to leave room for not too sort of regimented, because you never know how they're going to come out. So luckily Isaac's a good talent, so he can adapt in the ring as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You mentioned you had an amateur gym in Brixton. So what I wanted to ask you, Bobby, is like, what's your background as a coach? Like, were you a fighter? Did you have a fighting background? How did you become a trainer?
But my uncle was amateur, so he was my route into the sport. Had a few amateur bouts myself, not many, like a handful of amateur bouts as a teenager. But I sort of always wanted to get into coaching, so started coaching in my early 20s. Delivered like boxing in schools, and to people that didn't have access to the sport throughout the physical education curriculum. So that was quite good. Ran like 8-week programs in schools, and then from there just heard about a gym in Brixton that was opening up at the time, looking to get off the ground as an amateur gym. And then I kept sort of getting told by different people to go down and get involved. So literally that's how I started Athlete Boxing Gym, with a group of other people that's been going not just boxing, but they do football as well. So they're like a sport charity, and we branched into boxing in 2014, and it just grew from there in terms of like, because of the area, we've got a lot of deprived kids in the area. We started getting them in and teaching them boxing, and it just literally grew from there. So started getting like a few national champions, and it just literally grew from there.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those things that just like you didn't try to become this trainer. You just kind of it all happened organically.
Yeah, definitely, and that's the good thing about it. Like, people always sort of ask you when are you turning pro, or even as a coach when you're going pro. But I always said, like, I want to wait until the right athlete comes, and like not just turn over as a coach for the sake of it. And Isaac was that guy, and now we work with a couple of pros. So yeah, definitely happened organically.
Okay, all right, Bobby. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for your time.
No worries, brother.
Best wishes. Yeah.
He said he just came for a fork.
I know. he came for a fork, and he came for a fork, and he got an interview out of it. That's crazy.
I know.
You did this man dirty, Isaac. Yeah. But my question to you, Isaac, before Bobby came in was, when you saw Mayweather train, how did that inspire you as a young man? Because you were in the middle of a story. You were telling me a story about how you went up the stairs.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was really like, wow, like this is the guy that I see on TV all the time. I remember them times when I used to watch him against Ricky Hatton a lot.
Yeah.
And this guy was literally like, oh yeah, good job, champ. And I was just there shadowboxing and stuff. But I wanted to take a picture, but I didn't have a phone. Yeah, no, I didn't have a phone, bro. I was young, 14 probably, 15, 14, 13 maybe. But it was really good, man. Really, like, seeing him live. Like, it was like, he was shouting, hard work, dedication, hard work, dedication. It was like, whoa, Big Floyd, Ronnie Mayweather. Yeah, man, it was really good, man. Really good.
Yes, one of those moments you never forget, for sure.
Yeah.
I could tell you probably never forgot it either, because when you post, I forgot where I saw it. You posted it somewhere. I forgot where you posted it, but I think you had like a white T-shirt on, or a white tank top, and then you had the little hat on, the Yankee hat on. I said, look at Isaac, look at little Isaac in the background.
I know, crazy, man. Just Isaac, just didn't know what I was doing, what was going on. I was just thinking, I want to be something in boxing.
Yeah, well, listen, man, anybody who can come from hardships in life, especially in boxing, deserves respect. I've seen what you've been through, so I can speak on it. Like, you really have matured, and I do think this is your moment. That's why I'm not trying to be biased, but I've been telling everybody, like, inside 9 rounds. I think if you fight to your level, inside 9 rounds. I'm telling anybody who will listen.
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
Yeah, and look, if you win, no, we'll be positive here. When you win this fight, champ, when you win this fight, I feel like it could be a good springboard towards you maybe putting your name up there one day with the great British cruiserweight names like the Carl Thompsons and the Johnny Nelsons and the David Hayes and them type of guys. Is that something you ever think about? Putting your name up there one day with the British cruiserweight names.
Of course, just to be one of the greats, man. British cruiserweight greats. It'll be a dream.
Yeah, cause like Johnny Nelson, like he was one of these guys. He lost his first 2 pro fights, then he had a bunch of pro losses, and then he persevered and still won a world title. You've only had 1 loss, but people make a big deal about losses these days in boxing, and you're still persevering, and you're literally only a fight or 2 away from a world title.
Yeah, I think losses are just a part of life. Everybody fails at life. We just happen to fail in front of the whole world.
Absolutely.
I think, it's just a part of life. You just have to carry on and grit your teeth and keep going.
No, absolutely. And then like if you if you beat Billam-Smith, right? Like they're saying Jai Opetaia, you and Jai Opetaia, the new champion. What did you think about his fight with Breedis, and what do you think about a matchup with yourself and him in the future?
It was a great fight. He showed tremendous heart. He suffered 2 broken jaws. 2 broke his jaw in 2 parts, and he still won the fight. He really dug deep. Nothing but respect. That's a champion. He dug real deep and did whatever he could to win, and he won. So much, big respect to him. Fight with me and him, be fireworks, man. Because he's not giving up. So imagine that. That would be big fight.
Massive. Australia and the UK. That's a lot of pride on the line. UK versus Australia.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. What was I gonna ask? I had another question. Oh, I know with you being from the Congo, right? I know you always wanted that WBC title. So is Makabu? Is that still a thing? Is that still on your radar? The Makabu fight.
Of course, I would love that fight. We tried to organize a fight with Makabu before, but he was asking for his manager was asking for that $5 million, which is absurd.
Whoa, $5 million?
Yeah, that's what he was asking for. But I think I don't know. His manager's crazy.
Yeah,
literally, man. It's that'll be an amazing fight. I'm gonna probably call him out after this fight as well.
Yeah, because I know you have Congolese descent, and he's from the Congos, and it's you're both in the same division, so it makes for a great fight.
Definitely. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me see. I think I pretty much asked you everything I wanted to ask you, Isaac.
Yes.
So I don't want to hold you too much longer because I know you've had a long day and all that kind of stuff. But any final message to the boxing world about this fight with Chris Billiam-Smith? Because Isaac, a lot of people, every time I say Isaac's one of the most improved fighters in British boxing, or just boxing in general, they look at me sideways. So is there any final message you want to give to the people out there about this fight with Chris Billiam-Smith this Saturday?
Man, just tune in and watch, man. They can just tune in and they'll see what will happen.
Okay, well, there you have it. Isaac Chamberlain, one of Brixton's very own Big Chambo himself. Thank you for talking to True School Sports.
Thank you, brother. Mad love.
All right.
Yeah, brother.
All right.